I have some true off my chest stories today. Let's get into it. I died on my sister's birthday and I don't know how I can celebrate her birthday for the rest of our lives. Yes, you read that right. I, 24 female, was pronounced clinically dead for 12 minutes on my sister's birthday, 22 female last year. Not like everyone plans a medical emergency on their sister's birthday, so OP did nothing wrong here. A week before her birthday, I had a surgery to remove a blood clot in my renal vein, which was successful. I was told I needed to redo my renal vein transposition, remove the vein, and replace it with a pig artery. That sounds absolutely terrifying. To prevent getting a blood clot or further collapse of my vein, they decided to add a stent as well. I was hospitalized in a special care unit on a heparin dip with severe gastroparesis until they could schedule the surgery. It must have been so scary not knowing how things would go. And the fact that this was going on around your sister's birthday probably added a lot of emotional weight to the situation. I was told the surgery date and asked if we could do it a different day because it was my sister's birthday. She is my best friend and I didn't want to ruin her birthday. That says a lot about your personality, but your health is way more important than anybody else's birthday. Birthdays are around every year, but your health is in danger right now. You can probably guess from the title of this post that my request obviously didn't go through. So we prepared for the surgery. I called my sister the morning of the surgery to wish her a happy birthday. We had a good cry and she told me that everything was going to be okay because nothing could happen to me on her birthday. I wish the world would work like that, but unfortunately it's not. We went through all the possible complications and I signed the consent forms for the surgery. There was such a small chance of vein rupture that I wasn't concerned about the possibility, but I was obviously within the 1%. The surgery was going well so far. The surgeons successfully removed the portion of my vein with the solidified blood clot and sutured the pig artery in its place. The next step in the procedure was to deploy the stent into the freshly transported vein. In stenting procedures, the stent is attached to a balloon and catheter. The balloon is slowly expanded to deploy the stent. As the stent was deployed in my vein suddenly ruptured at the suture sites. The surgeon clamped both sides of the vein to stop the bleeding, but I had already lost most of the blood in my body. My stats were dropping. My heart stopped. I did not have a heartbeat for 12 minutes. I was clinically dead for 12 minutes. 12 minutes of CPR. At 10 minutes, the head surgeon told the resident that I wasn't going to make it, but this resident had never lost a patient before, and we had actually become quite close as I researched vascular diseases for my career. Those extra 2 minutes saved my life. I received multiple blood transfusions and was on dozens of machines. Once I was stable, they life-flighted me to the nearest trauma hospital. I was given 4 hours to live. 4 hours. My parents and husband had the chance to say goodbye to me before I got on the helicopter. My mom had to call both of my sisters so they could say goodbye over the phone. My sister was celebrating her birthday with a few friends in her apartment when she got the phone call. It absolutely destroyed her, screaming and vomiting from the horror. That operation sounds very intense. Thank God you made it through. I can't imagine what that must have been like. I'm really grateful that the resident wasn't willing to give up on you and that those extra couple of minutes saved your life. From the other hand, I found it weird that your sister had the energy to celebrate her birthday. I definitely couldn't party knowing that someone I loved was going through something so intense, but I guess that's just me. After I was life-flighted, it took them 6 hours to stabilize me. I was immediately put on a ventilator, life support, and multiple drips because my lungs, heart, kidneys, liver, bladder, and brain were not functioning. I was put in a medical coma. While they were trying to control the rest of the bleeding in my open abdomen, they found a tear in my bowel from one of my previous surgeries, requiring me to have another surgery once I was stable. What you went through is absolutely terrifying. I'm glad you can be here to tell the story. Once I was stable, they told my family I would most likely not make it through the night. My parents had to figure out how to get both of my sisters to my city as we all live in different states. My sister got there the next day and it absolutely destroyed her to see me connected to all the machines. She said I was so swollen, barely recognizable, and cold like that to the touch. Seeing someone you love so much completely unrecognizable and barely there is traumatic. Thankfully, you survived, so your sister has the chance to replace those terrifying memories with new ones. I remained unconscious for 7 days. I was mentally awake on day 5. I was stuck in my brain without physically being able to wake up. I could hear my family talking to me, the nurses calling my name, my husband playing my favorite music, my sister playing me my favorite comfort movies. Actually, I did that too. My boyfriend used to make music. My outro song is something he made specifically for my YouTube channel. And the last 2 days before he passed away, he was in deep sleep. When I went to visit him, I played him his favorite songs and songs he made himself. And I actually could feel he was reacting. So I think in these situations, it is really common that you are closed into your brain, while for the outside world, it seems like you are sleeping. When I finally woke up, I was so scared and I had all these tubes in my mouth, nose, arms, and feet. I was put in restraints for 6 days. During this time, the staples that closed my abdomen tore open, leaving my organs, muscle, and entire insides exposed. My poor husband, mom, and sister saw this gruesome sight. They left me open for 53 days, doing wet to dry packing twice a day until I was put on a wound vac, and eventually having a surgical closure. I had to undergo 10 surgeries during this time. I cannot imagine how painful must have been for you and your family. And after all of that, you were left like that for 53 days and had 10 surgeries. That's insane. I was on a ventilator for 12 days. I failed multiple breathing trials before I was finally able to come off the ventilator. The ventilator actually damaged my vocal cords and I could barely speak for 2 months. Because of this, I couldn't communicate, so my sister helped me by getting a whiteboard, and that's how we talked for weeks. The first thing I wrote to her was, "I love you." It was all I wanted her to know. That I was here and that I loved her with my whole being. I was in the ICU for 14 days before I was moved to the wound care unit. I had to relearn how to talk, swallow, eat, sit up, walk, use my left arm, use the stairs, basically function like a normal person. I was on a feeding tube for 62 days. I was bedridden for 6 weeks. I was in the hospital for a total of 70 days. My sister was there every single day, 14 hours a day, never leaving my side. She would bring her iPad so we could watch movies to distract me from my pain and trauma. She would wash my face, brush and braid my hair, put aloe on my skin when it burned. I was in a constant lupus flare from all the physical trauma. After I was released from the hospital, she stayed with me at my house and took care of me every single day. She helped me shower, eat, get dressed, do my physical therapy exercises. She was there for me on my hardest days when the PTSD was so bad I didn't want to be here anymore. She took me to all my follow-up appointments and multiple ER trips. She was my rock and still is, even though she's back home. We talk every single day. I'm so glad to see the care your sister gave you, being there every single day and helping with everything. It's honestly hard to not notice the contrast going through my own experience with my boyfriend's sickness. He had a brother too and a big family, but it was only his best friend and me there for him. Him driving us to his appointments, and I going through and supporting him every step of the way for 3 years before he ended up in a nursing home. His family and sibling barely even visited him while he was kinda still okay. They only stepped off for the last 3 months he spent in the nursing home. It is interesting to see the difference, because even though you had a husband to care for you, your sister was still there every day, and that kind of support is just so powerful. The problem is, I died on her birthday. The most traumatic day of my life was on a day I love celebrating with her. And now I don't know how I will able to celebrate her without reliving the trauma of what I went through. I feel so guilty because she is my best friend and I have so much love for her. We are both so young and I don't want this to be like this. We are both obviously in therapy, but this is the first year since this happened and I don't know how to celebrate her while also protecting my mental health. It makes a lot of sense that the date carries a lot of trauma for you after what you went through. It's also very clear how much you love your sister and how much you care being able to celebrate her the way how it used to be. But at the same time, none of this is something you chose or caused. Your body went through something incredibly traumatic, and it's normal that certain dates and memories bring back those feelings. The fact that you're both in therapy and still support each other, it says so much about how strong your relationship is. And honestly, the love between you two is the thing that stands out the most in the story. I'm sure your sister will understand and even maybe she feels the same way. Just talk to her, be honest, and give yourself the time you need to process what you've been through. Edit. I'm not really sure how to do an edit or update, so hopefully this is okay. I've read every single comment and cannot thank y'all enough for your input. It was especially helpful to read comments from those who have had similar experiences. The fact of me being clinically dead was obviously a shock, but not surprising. I have 14 medical conditions, 5 of them being rare diseases, one of them being vascular Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, making my veins especially fragile, explaining why my vein ruptured so easily during stenting. It is impressive how clear and reflective you are, even after going through something so extreme. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that, but reading your story makes it clear how incredibly strong and amazing you are surviving all of that and be still so thoughtful and reflective about your experience. I know multiple people were concerned about this, but I'm in therapy twice a week and also on call for emergent PTSD episodes. I am currently on a waitlist for a medical trauma-trained psychologist, but general consulting has been very helpful. I am slowly getting back into my hobbies and daily life as I am still physically recovering. 7 months estimated recovery time. Please, just give yourself time. Nothing is more important than your recovery right now. I had a long phone call with my sister and good cry after going through all of the comments. We talked about how we both feel about the day, which our feelings are very mutual. I explained how a lot of y'all suggested reframing that day as my rebirth day, like a phoenix, as a couple people said, the day I was saved from unimaginable odds. Since this is the first year, I'm sure it will be the hardest, but we are both trying to shift our perspectives. We talked about doing a celebration on a different day this year, but I still plan on sending her flowers and a coffee on her actual birthday. But I won't have to be physically present and fake being okay on the actual day. We will see how this year goes and adjust for the following years as we continue to heal and grow together. I think that's such an amazing compromise. It's clear that your sister supports you and you are both being very thoughtful about your mental health while showing love. You two are honestly an extraordinary example how to care and love your family members. Honestly though, all that matters is that we are able to live out our lives together. We also brought up the idea of creating a bucket list together. We brainstormed a bunch of ideas in both of our current states and our home state to do when we visit each other, so we can maximize our time together and continue to make memories, because I didn't fight for my life to be depressed or silent. Thank you, Reddit, for your advice and comments. I love the idea of the bucket list. You are both incredible people and you are gonna get through this, and you are gonna fill your lives with incredible memories together. I would reframe it. You didn't die, you came back to life. You can celebrate with her for every additional year that you are alive and should be dead. That is an amazing way to look at it. I'm sure OP and her family will see it like that. They just need time. I think your sister is, if anything, feeling more than grateful she gets to have you be with her this year. That's 100%. I love OP's and her sister's relationship. In some communities, when you survive a massive medical trauma, they call it a life day, a celebration that you survived. That is beautiful. Opie, I wish you healing and the best from the bottom of my heart. My girlfriend dumped me because I am out of her league. Oh wow, that's such a wild way to start it. I, 25 male, started dating a woman 23 1 year ago. We were a good match, shared interests, laughed a lot, cooked together. She had a difficult childhood. Dad was a drunk and mother absent. They were poor. She got bullied at school for who her father was. I'm sorry, but what's she supposed to do with who her parents are? I swear, bullies are the dumbest people on the planet. He would spend the family money at the bar or gambling, and she was often given new clothes by the locals out of mercy. She was at the age of 12 removed from the family, and two foster ones took care of her. I am the total opposite. My father is a C-suite executive of a local company, highly respected, good status, money. I have a younger sister and she is constantly all over Dad. She is his princess and he spoils her all the time. Both of my parents are active on social media to some degree and their profile picture is the four of us, their cover photo too. Also, they share and post about mine or my sister's accomplishments on a regular basis and their posts are about being proud of us. I don't even use social media, but my sister does and she also posts a lot about her amazing parents and family and has around 500-600 likes and comments about how great we are. I can definitely see the contrast here. Your family sounds amazing and I wish everybody would have this type of experiences while they grow up. I'm not gonna lie, it must be hard for your girlfriend to see it, especially given her difficult childhood and lack of support growing up. My girlfriend was immediately accepted in the family and treated well. I think she admits herself and no one looked down on her. She admitted she feels less than, especially when she sees my sister with her dad. It's a constant reminder she is inferior to us. And every time it feels like a punch and it makes her feel angry with life and herself that she was dealt such bad cards. We are all out of her league, she said. I have spent the last 5 days crying and barely eating. I know we are young, but I plan to marry her. It sounds like your girlfriend's insecurities and past drama hit very hard on your relationship. Even though your family treated her well and made her feel welcome, I can really feel for her. Sometimes I'm so angry for the cards I've been dealt to. Am I really just was born to be miserable? But on other days, I'm so incredibly grateful for the loving people I have and for YouTube and for you guys. I think your girlfriend really needs therapy. And if you really love her, just stay by her side. Over time, you guys gonna get through this. She carries all this pain around. This poor girl needs therapy. Your wonderful family is just a reminder of her struggles and humiliation she endured when she was little. Poor thing. Looks like one of those cases where dying in the heel is worth, and she also needs therapy because she clearly had traumas from her past. Please keep us updated and good luck to the both of you. I wish you guys the best. I'm sure you can sort it out over time. I cheated on my girlfriend and received the worst karma for it. As you should. Cheaters are horrible people. Why would you ever cheat? Just break up. I emotionally cheated for about 4 months with a coworker and sent texts every night back and forth with her. I also cheated with another girl I knew and had a few times. Get out! Wow, I love how you try to frame it as emotional cheating for 4 months and then casually drop it that you had with a completely different girl at the same time. You are a piece of and I cannot wait for the karma to find you. I grew tired of my girlfriend over the past year and was avoidant on breaking up because I felt she was too safe. She found out about the coworker a day before my birthday when she went through my phone. I have never heard someone cry like that. I had a birthday party the next day, but it was half full. Do you mean awful? You're not just a horrible person, you are stupid too. Because the news came out and everyone saw me as Satan himself, which I don't blame him for. The girl I cheated with came and broke up with her boyfriend that day to be with me. Which one? The coworker or the one you I wrote the hi and went with it. We have a whirlwind romance and things finally simmer down. I found out she's addicted to a gas station drug called 7OH and is a crazy drug addict. She's asking me for money every day and I am the only person she has. She is also one of the few people I have at this point. It is kind of comical that you've been in her without even realizing who she is. Not even noticing she had a serious addiction. Honestly, I'm just sitting here enjoying the karma unfold. Many nights I lay in bed with her, she is tossing and turning from withdrawals. And I'm on my phone looking at stories and updates of all my friends with my ex having the time of their lives and slowly being blocked and unfollowed one by one. Womp womp. I broke up with this girl because I finally snapped out of my mania and feel the most alone I felt. I go on Hinge dates a few nights a week and have meaningless. I missed my old life, but everyone sees me as a monster. I regret everything fully and wish I could go back so bad. I have zero empathy for you. You dragged yourself and everyone else into this mess. And it's not even that you regret it. You just feel sorry for yourself. The way you are whining about missing your old life while everybody sees you as a monster. Yeah. That is exactly how you're supposed to feel. This isn't something you can just brush off. You really need to take a hard look at yourself and do the work if you ever want to stop being a piece of shit in the future. So you regret the results of your actions, not your actions. This is the real reason all your friends left you. Still not learning. No, probably he's not going to for a very long time. You got what you deserved. Your ex dodged the bullet. So you want us to pull out the world's smallest violin out of your ass, or I have zero idea what was his intention with this post. He cannot be that stupid to think we would have been on his side, right? I hope you guys enjoyed today's stories. If you did, please subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, I reply them all, and see you in the next one.